Has David Moyes changed my opinion of him? And I think I've got to say, yeah, he has. He's both the time he's come into the club and he's been asked to do the job, he's done it. He's kept us up from relegation twice. He's hardly spent any money doing it. He's not spent 100 million trying to save us. He's come in with sort of a squad that isn't his, and luckily he's done really well getting in Bowen and Souček. Hugo last time was a bit dodgy, but apart from that, he's done the job that he needs to do. And in fact, I know a lot of fans were like, "Oh God, here we go again," as I was when we got him earlier on in the year. It was like, "Oh God, here we go again." David Moyes, cheap signing, typical board. But I was kind of a bit more disappointed when we got him in the last time, because he does seem like a cheap option. He does seem like he's had his day, desperate for work, and typical West Ham. I would just bring him in. He'll be cheap and not so cheerful, but he has been cheerful, to be fair, and he's done the job he needed to do. And now hopefully he'll get the chance to take West Ham forward. I think he will do. I know he doesn't always play a West Ham way type brand of football, but then to be fair, I personally have never really been that bothered about the style of play at West Ham. I prefer to see effective football. If it's going to be long ball, then let's do it right. If it's going to be on the floor, let's do it right. If it's going to be defensive and or attacking, let's do it right. But don't just play just through pure, "Oh, we have to play it on the floor all the time." That's the West Ham way, because you can leave yourself open to bad defences and losing games we don't need to, etc. So yeah, I think there's always been a good manager in there. I think he had his confidence knocked at Man United. It was maybe a bit much of a big step for him, but this almost seems like it's set up to be another Everton era for him. And I'm not going to say that too much because it could be completely wrong, but unfortunately for him, he doesn't have much money to spend again, apparently, and which I think is a joke, personally, considering where the club is in a rich list and stuff like that. But that's another opinion for another time. But yeah, he's changed my opinion, and I think he'll do really well this next season. It can't be any worse, can it, apart from getting relegated? So yeah, Moyes is the man for me.
Hi, good evening everyone. So the question this week is, have we changed our opinion on David Moyes? Quite an easy one for me, because I was one of the few people who actually backed him from the beginning. Even as far as November on sort of even American Hammers TV, when I first sort of appeared on the channel with Tim. Tim was obviously not in favour of him, and he's not to this day, and that's fine, everyone's got an opinion. And I said, well, I think he wasn't given a fair chance last time, and he's something that I feel we need at this moment. We need stability, a man with experience, especially with a Premiership. He's managed Everton, similar sized club to us, and given time, he did well there, really. And I kind of don't forget that 10 years he had at Everton, how people are just wiping it away as kind of nothing, really. With no money, similar sized club to ours, like I said, they were always in the top six, hardly out of it. FA Cup appearance, Champions League up there, and with hardly any money, like I said. So if given time, he's a very sensible guy, takes his time making decisions, and he's also, I think, even though he's come in very small stints twice, he's kind of improved certain players. He knows what he wants, so he quickly sort of looks at the style, the kind of the confidence levels, the skill levels of the players, and with what he's got, he's kind of developed a good sort of formation that works on both occasions, really. And if you look at sort of when he came in under Bilic and Pellegrini, both very lopsided squads, really, not performing very well. He put his arm around Arnie, he was underperforming on the wing, brought him up front, and that kind of got us over the line. This time, I was really worried, especially with the virus and stop-start sort of going on, and somehow he managed to pull Antonio through, and Antonio kind of responded in an amazing manner, really. And it's a hard job he's done. We've had players like Lanzini, Wiltshire, Anderson not really playing, not up for it. So you imagine being a manager under that circumstance. Easy saying it now, we were never in danger. There's 3 worse clubs than us. I think that's disrespectful for everyone. Everyone knows what kind of crap we were in twice, and he's done really well. So I think it's about common sense, stability, and if you give him his own tools, his own coaching, his own scouting system, and he can have full control of the transfers, I think he can do a good job. Don't forget, there is also a deeper problem of a very unbalanced squad with a lot of underachievers, really. As I mentioned, Lanzini, Anderson, Wiltshire, Yamalenko has shown glimpse that he may be worth sort of keeping. So those people have to go out the door. And don't forget, we also have secured and will be paying for sort of whatever's left for Bowen and Souček in January. So don't forget that. And the money Pellegrini wasted in 2 transfer windows. You know, the virus money is short. It'll be long transfer market. So I'll just tell everyone to just be patient and give David Moyes a whole season. Give him a couple of windows. And already people are kind of jumping up and down about the window, about the rumours who we link with, how much money is going to be out there. Why are we not bringing 2-3 in and not selling sort of first and buying, you know, that kind of order. So just be patient with the way things are. Every board's under pressure. And I think the board have recently given money as and when needed. It's just that going forward, I hope they do sort of don't interfere too much and let him bring his own players in, really. That's what the problem's been. It's not about the money we've spent, it's the way we've spent and kind of wasted it, really. We haven't analysed what type of player we've needed to fit the system. We've just gone out and just randomly bought 2-3 number 10s, for example, not thinking about how they're going to fit in. And I think that's where David Moyes will be different. He'll analyse. And he's one of those who's a proper coach. You know, you get managers like Harry Redknapp and certain other managers who never used to take charge of sort of training much, just turn up there on match days, give a good chat in the dressing room, buy the players and leave the coaching to her. He's kind of a full A to Z old school manager. I think if he gets in early, last one out the ground, sets up good training sessions with Nolan, that's a great choice by David Moyes to have him alongside him. I think he could be one of those who has improved Antonio around the box to get in the right places and sort of shoot. So I think everything he's done has been more or less okay. Just be patient. Even if we have a less than average start to next season, please don't stop jumping out, you know, spitting your dummies out, which I know is going to happen anyway. But I'll be always patient with him, give him the whole year and not judge anyone. So let's stick together behind David Moyes. Come on, you irons.
Hi everyone. So question for this week. Do I think Moyes has done enough as a manager to change my opinion of him? And, well, it's a difficult one to answer, really, because it's yes and no. You know, the results are there towards the back end of the season, which kept us up. Even though, as a squad, we should never have been in that position in the first place. But he managed to get Antonio scoring goals, getting some other players, you know, to perform. And generally, the way he talks, now, sometimes when he talks about saying that winning is in his blood and stuff like that. And when he starts the season, he only thinks about lifting the Premier League trophy. Now, that's something that every manager should be saying. You know, realistically, are we going to do that? No. But, so, he sort of gets on my nerves a little bit. But at the same time, and when he's talking about he wants to buy British, wants to buy young, hungry British players, or a young squad in general, you know, and try and replicate the Red Bull philosophy, that sits very well with me, you know, and I think that's something we as a club should be doing. We're the academy of football, we always have been, you know, but like for so many years now, recently, you can't really think of many that have come through, obviously, and have been regulars in the squad. After Declan, you know, before that, who we see him regularly, do you know what I mean? Like Mark Noble. So I think that's what we should be doing. And I think if that's Moyes' vision, then the board need to back him to do that. But with that board, it's not going to happen, you know. So unfortunately, what he's going to want to do with the club and what actually happens are going to be two different things, as long as they're in charge. As for his tactics and stuff like that, yeah, he's setting up a winning formation. But you look at things, when we're losing so many games from winning positions, or losing points from winning positions, he doesn't do enough to change the game. We had 5 substitutes after COVID and the restart. How many times did West Ham actually use those 5 subs? And how early did we do it? You know, you go a goal behind against a team, and like you're sitting there and you're thinking, right, make a change. You've got players. As much as I didn't, I didn't want to, don't particularly want to see him play because they don't really offer little. But you got players like Anderson and that there that wouldn't get game time. Allaire, when he was on the bench, come on for the last 10 minutes, and you're like, look, if we're chasing a game, change it early. If we're 1-0 down at half time, freshen it up a bit. You know, and he doesn't seem to do that. So for that reason, you know, I'd say no, he hasn't done enough to change my opinion of him as a manager. The only positives is, like I said, is when he talks about his vision for the club. You know, he rates Ben Johnson. I'd like to see Ben Johnson play a bit more. I'd like to see, like we saw Xander Silva in the squad but never got any minutes. And you're like, even when we won games convincingly, why weren't they being played? You know, give them a chance, give them a run out. So it's a difficult one to answer, but I think it's fair to say we're going to be stuck with him. Because which manager is going to look at West Ham's model now with our board and go, do you know what? I'd love to manage them. That board is going to back me. They're going to let me buy who I want to buy. And I'm going to have free reign on how to run this football team. It's not going to happen, is it? Could you see someone like Rafa Benitez, who I'd love to see at West Ham? Could you see someone like Rafa going, right, okay, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Bearing in mind the experience he had at Newcastle. He stayed there loyal to the fans. But let's face it, when he signed there, he was promised this, he was promised that. And their board failed to deliver on it. And he got fed up. And he stuck there through loyalty. But I can't see anyone coming in and doing that. And people talking now about Eddie Howe. Do you know what? Yeah, young British manager. Should we take a punt on him? But when he has been given money, he's done nothing with it really. And you think about it, he spent £20 odd million on Solanke, for God's sake. Do you know what I mean? I put Solanke in the same bracket as Jordan Hugill. In terms of a player, it's just not good enough. Not Premier League standard. Jordan Ibe. There's a reason why Liverpool let him go. Do you know what I mean? All that quality when he's on the ball with no end product whatsoever. So you spend £15 million on a player who can run with the ball 30 yards down the way in 30, 40 yards and then stop and just go, right, okay, I might as well pass it backwards, go back to square one. So I wouldn't like, to be honest with you, I wouldn't like to see Eddie Howe. There's no difference between Eddie Howe and David Moyes. You know, that might be controversial for some people, but what would Eddie Howe make subs earlier on? Would he be able to get the players motivated? You know, don't get me wrong, he's probably a great man manager. I'm listening to something on TalkSport and Jack Wilshere was saying the difference between Arsene Wenger and Eddie Howe. Great, do you know what I mean? He phoned you up and said you're going in the right direction after training. He's got Bournemouth relegated after spending a lot of money. You know, and I think he would have got them relegated a lot earlier if had them in for Josh King and Callum Wilson. So, no. I'd like, if we are going to move on from Moyes, I think we need to get someone like that Kovac in, or Rafa, somebody like that. But I just can't see anybody doing it while that poison is still in charge of our club. So, recapping, my answer really, has he done enough to change my opinion? No. But he is saying the right things, and as long as that board are in charge, we've got to stick with him, got to back him, and let's hope that the vision he has for us pays off. Don't forget, people, if you're watching, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give it a like, give anyone on here a follow, and until next week, come on you Irons.
So has Moyes done enough to change my opinion of him as a manager? What has changed is I'm being a bit more pragmatic. Is that the sense that, look, he's proven twice that he's got us out of trouble. So I feel that he has earned the right to have a crack at the whip. You know, you've got to give credit where credit's due. He's done very well without his own squad, with other people's squads. So I would definitely give him a chance. I'd give him a couple of years, 3 years, 4 years, give him a chance to build a squad, see how we get on. You know, we tried to go big with Pellegrini and spent loads of money and it ain't worked out, has it? So, you know, it's back to the drawing board. So give him a chance. You know, he doesn't set the world alight for me. He's not someone that I think walks on water or anything like that, you know. But he may surprise me. So I'm willing to be surprised, you know, and hopefully I will be. Because I was really excited about Pellegrini and that all went completely wonky, didn't it? So I would, you know, I'm happy to be surprised. So I was obviously wrong about Pellegrini. Let's hope, you know, Moyes does it for us. And I have mentioned on a previous one last week, before you kill me, he's not John Lyall. But what I mean is, you know, when we did well and we were successful, wasn't it? With the basis of the team, and then we bought some foreign players in or other players in, you know, which is what I think our club is about. You know, that's when we've been successful, is having our youth come through, break into the side, you know, and add some players to it. We went on and had some success, didn't we? We won 2 cup finals within 5 years. You know, we got into Europe. We almost won a league, finished 3rd. You know, could it be a dawn of an era, something like that? Some people got really upset with me when I've had this discussion and say, no. But who knows? So give the bloke a chance, all right? Give the bloke a chance, and we just get behind him. What can we do? That's what you got to do. Get behind him, and when the fans are back in the stadium. So here we go. Good luck to the lad. Good luck to the boys, to the team. So take it easy. Up the hammers. Come on, you ones.
For West Ham fans everywhere, this is the ultimate football app for you. Never miss a thing with the latest West Ham news, gossip and social stories as they break. Download the free COY Irons app now from the App Store and Google Play.